This gem of a question came up during a call I had with a new family, and I thought it was well worth discussing because it's not one that gets asked often. I know that most of you watching are familiar with ESDM because, well, we see your kids. But if you are one of those families who we aren't seeing and are just along for the ride, I'll give you a very quick overview of what ESDM, or the Early Start Donor Model, actually is. In a nutshell, ESDM is a play-based model of early intervention in which we, the therapists, use a child's motivations to teach. So if we know that a child is interested in trains, we would figure out a way to integrate the goals that we are working on in some kind of train activity. The goals we'll work on cover all the domains of development, from receptive and expressive communication, social skills, play skills, cognition, and fine and gross motor skills. This play-based approach works incredibly well for the children we see because children naturally learn through play. And we are also working with the motivations to teach. And motivated children are children who are motivated to learn. But what makes ESDM so effective is also its biggest limitation, especially once we are trying to ready a child for kindergarten and beyond. And that's because a child needs to be able to not only tolerate, but learn things which don't really motivate them. And very rarely is the learning content packaged in a fun and exciting way such that they can really engage with it. So if a child is only prepared to learn and engage in activities which motivate them, they will find primary school incredibly challenging. Thankfully, me sharing this with you means that not only am I and the rest of the BUDS team aware of this, we have two main countermeasures in place to help prepare a child for this as much as possible. The first thing we do is to actively build intrinsic motivation for tasks which most children find non-motivating. Classic examples include structured tabletop activities such as writing and arts and craft activities, as well as group time. This is where a play-based approach to therapy really works in our favour because it is so easy to incorporate non-motivating tasks into motivating activities and literally attaching some of the fun element from the motivating activity to a non-motivating task. And the second thing we try to do is to build tolerance to doing tasks which are non-motivating. This one is one which we would really look to push in the 12 months leading up to kindergarten. If a child has been with us for longer than a year, they would have gotten very used to following the first then instructions, such as first pack away blocks, then Play-Doh. So after a long period of time, it's very easy for a therapist to use the same first then principle and apply it to non-motivating tasks. For example, first finish this sheet, then play Lego. From there, it's just a matter of systematically increasing the amount of time a child spends in the first non-motivating activity before doing the second more motivating activity. For example, you might start with one worksheet. The next time you might do 2 pages and then 3 pages and so on and so forth. And these two things are things that you as the parent can also be doing at home with your child to help prepare them for the rigors of primary school. If you have any questions about what I just shared with you in this video, or if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me or anyone else on the team.